Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today I want to go over some major catalysts for CCIV or Lucid Motors. These are future events, announcements or partnerships that could cause the stock to absolutely explode. They also help lay out the roadmap for Lucid and what they plan to do in the future, and they give us some big announcements to look forward to and to maybe add some shares just before those big announcements. So stay tuned and let's make some money. Now I want to dive straight in with the key information. So, this report has been prepared by Stian Wilgermo, so be sure to go to his Twitter and open up the document so you can follow along with me. The first catalyst is the re-entry of the EV tax credit. This was removed under the Trump administration but will be re-entered or replaced under the Biden administration. This is a huge benefit for Lucid Motors because it means that customers get an extra incentive or an extra discount of $7,500 per vehicle. This obviously doesn't really incentivize customers to buy a Lucid over a Tesla, but could incentivize a customer to buy a Lucid over a Mercedes Benz S class, which, as Lucid Motors say, is their main competition. Next up, we have two catalysts that we kind of already know about: the development of a second facility and a future partner for the autonomous software. It's likely that we'll hear more about these announcements in the second quarter or the second half of 2021. This would obviously be two huge catalysts. Production figures from the second facility aren't even factored into the forecast in the investor presentation, only in the S4 filing from 2027 onwards. Lucid are currently using Mobileye for their autonomous technology, the same provider that provide NIO with their technology, but Peter wants to collaborate with a big Silicon Valley tech company, probably Apple or Google. We then have the big reveal of the Lucid Dream Drive. This is the combination of the autonomous technology from Mobileye and their driver monitoring system, consisting of 32 different cameras, sensors, radar devices, ultrasonic sensors and long-distance LIDAR. The Dream Drive should have the same or similar functionality to Tesla. It should be able to cross traffic lanes, recognise traffic signs, full-speed highway driving, autonomous parking, pulling out and much more. If it does have the same functionality of Tesla, then it will instantly put Lucid Motors at that number 2 position, ahead of anything produced from any of the original ICE manufacturers like VW, BMW, Mercedes Benz, Ford and many more. Guys, if you wanted to know about this catalyst tracker as soon as it was released, you should really join the Patreon and the private Discord where the team and I talk about new information as soon as it's released. I also give a daily market update. You get access to my stock portfolio, which is updated daily. There's weekly live streams, one-to-one access, and more. But for now, let's get back to the video. We then have the merger vote and the phase 2 expansion of their facility in Arizona. This chart shows that around the time of the merger, the share price of a SPAC usually trends upwards due to the excitement of the merger and the ticker change, which will happen on the 30th of June. If you're only intending to hold Lucid Motors for the short term and you don't want to hold for 1 year, 2 years, 5 years or even more and see the share price hit upwards of $500 per share, then around the time of the merger vote could be a good time to exit your position. Then July 2021 is where we're going to have one of the big catalysts. The first few production cars are going to be sent out. We're going to have reviews from mainstream media and we're going to have some of the first few YouTube videos from vehicle owners. We'll have the Lucid versions of Graham Stephan and Meet Kevin. Instead of doing reviews on the new Tesla, they'll be doing reviews on the Lucid Air. If we have some big tech channels or big investing channels reviewing the car, those videos could go viral and garner millions and millions of views. That'll obviously bring a huge amount of non-investing attention to Lucid Motors. It will be on shows like Top Gear, Car and Driver, Motor Trend and many more. And before you know it, every Tom, Dick and Harry will know about Lucid Motors. It will be another household name, just like Tesla or Ford. If you want to buy some shares in CCIV before Lucid goes mainstream and you live in the US, be sure to sign up to Webull using the link down in the description to get 2 free shares worth up to $1,850. If you're from the UK, be sure to sign up to Free Trade also using the link in the description to get a free share worth up to £200. We then have the Q3 2021 deliveries. Currently, the Lucid Motors factory can manufacture around 30,000 vehicles per year. If they have one full quarter run of production, that means around 7,500 vehicles. If they massively undershoot that and only deliver like 1,000 or a few hundred, we could have some big problems. But if they hit the nail on the head with 7,500 deliveries, the CCIV stock could fly. The investor presentation then suggests the bi-directional powering facility, as in being able to power your home with your Lucid Air, could be released in Q4 of 2021. This also will be a very big deal because it will mean that the Lucid Air is the one and only vehicle in the world with this current capability. It also gives Lucid Motors huge bargaining power when trying to sell the Lucid solar panels and their stationary energy storage facility over anyone else's offerings like Tesla or SunPower or First Solar, because the Lucid system will not only be able to charge the Lucid Air, but the Lucid Air can be used as a battery to power the entire home. The first half of 2022 will bring us entry into the Middle Eastern and European markets, with vehicles ending up in UK, Norway and the entire Middle East. These markets will be great for Lucid Motors to expand into. Norway has one of the highest counts of EVs per person. The Middle East, on the other hand, goes absolutely crazy for anything that's far too expensive. The Lucid Air Dream Editions will be flying off the shelves like sweets in a sweet shop. Although the Saudis might be upset that the Lucid Air only costs $161,000 instead of $1.6 million. In terms of the remaining catalysts, they are big, potentially massive, but a set date hasn't yet been announced for them. Obviously, we know that they're going to open a second factory and a third factory in the Middle East and in China. This would be great for Lucid Motors as it would massively increase and expand their production capacity, and they'd be able to expand into new markets like the entire of Asia, the Middle East, Africa and potentially even Australia. There's also tons of new cars to come over the next 9 or 10 years. An SUV, a cheaper $25,000 sedan, a pickup truck, more SUVs, probably more sedans and many more. Maybe Lucid will even diversify into different classes of vehicles like 16-wheelers or trucks like Tesla is doing, or maybe even different luxurious vehicles like limousines. There's also a number of other potential catalysts like supplying ICE manufacturers with battery technology, partnering with eVTOL companies, military, agricultural companies and many more. In terms of the CCIV stock, it seems it's continuing to hit that double bottom along with the rest of the market. We'll have to wait and see what happens next week to see whether the market begins to recover or whether the dip continues to get worse. Regardless of what happens, I think it's important to remember that it's not just CCIV, it's not just NIO, it's not just Tesla, it's not just any one individual company that's feeling this temporary market downtrend. It's the entire market and it is just temporary. And as always guys, if you enjoyed this video, then be sure to check out some of my others. Alternatively, subscribe to the channel and ding that notification bell, because that way you'll be alerted when I upload a new video. Cheers.